Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 2013 Lincoln MKX. 3.7, I believe it is. Let me grab this message right quick. Sorry about that. Anyway, so customer complaint here is a little bit of a, I guess, a little bit of a rough idle. I could not replicate that. I have to take the customer's word for it. So, in a nutshell, tune-up. Tune-up is what we're going to do. All right, what I've done. So, remove this hose that sits on the front valve cover. These here have retainers. You just pull back on that gray plastic and that will let go. Same on both sides. That's going to be toward the, or at the front valve cover, right there. All right, some other hoses back over there. We'll go through there one at a time. Let me get you off of here. I know I'm going to get complaints because I'm on a tripod and people don't understand. Tripod don't move but so many ways. But anyway, so we've got this undone. That right there, we got it undone. I undid the overflow tank line that goes over here because we're going to fold it over there in that direction. I undid all the plugs right here. This one right here. Everything has been undone. This one comes with the air cleaner assembly. I undid all that. We'll clean the throttle body. Remove your battery. Negative. Excuse me. Jesus Christ. Got the hiccups I can't shake. Sorry about that. Remove your negative battery cable. I'm unplugging the computer and take the clips off the firewall. The clips are right there. Sorry if I'm yelling. Here's a couple of more clips we're going to take off. We'll get that out of the way because we'll have to get the intake off to get to the plugs and the coils in the back. Okay, so I sourced coils. That's what the customer wanted to do. He wanted to replace all of it. So I sourced spark plugs, coils, intake gasket, and all that good stuff. But like I said, this will also get a mass airflow cleaning, which is in the housing over there. That's laying there. And we're going to clean the throttle body. And that will have to, this one here, well, I believe, I'm fairly certain will have to be relearned, but I don't know that for certain. Anyway, moving on, I'll put you back on the tripod, so it is what it is. The tripod, a lot of times, you know, it gets in the way, but when I hold the camera and try to do something, it's so shaky. I absolutely hate the videos, the way they come out when everything's shaky. So. Now I think you can see a good amount. I'm not going to talk too much about it. Matter of fact, just in case that hose goes haywire, I'm going to go ahead and put plug in it. Now I can just lay it right there and don't have to worry about anything leaking out of it. So we'll get it clean out the way. We could work on some coils, but I'm going to go ahead and take the wires out of the way. Get all that mess here out of the way. Get it tucked out of the way. So these wires are unplugged from the throttle body. See what they did there. The original clip was broken, so they just used a zip tie. We'll get this out of the way. Going to get into this corner right here, 8 mil on these bolts for the intake. We've got this shielding here. Don't exactly remember where that hooks up. There's a clip right there. Yep, that's it. There's just a clip right here. It's a push pin type. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bolts right there. I'm going to opt to go for the throttle body first. It's 8 millimeter, so assumed wrong. Looked like 10, but whatever. Who cares? To be honest, I did not look. Customer, I think, said 170,000 miles and never had no service done to it as far as the plugs and all that good stuff. not that bad. This is not that dirty, and the seal is 100% good. There's nothing wrong with that seal as is. Let me pause you up for just a second. Actually, let me adjust the camera some more. Yeah, I think you can see. Okay, let me pause you up. All right, check your long bolt out. Long bolt comes out, the other ones stay in. They don't come out. Well, you can force them out. I wouldn't do it. So on the, here we go again. Kind of blows, but I'm gonna try. Let's see. Again, sorry if I'm missing it, but I'm not taking it back off. Yeah, you can see it. If you can't see it, I will have to put something on when I edit the video. Right there is a bolt. That bolt has got to come off. That's a bracket holding the back of the intake. So put you back into the other position. I don't remember if there's one or if there's actually two of them. And I think it is slotted. You don't have to take it all the way up, but I'm not 100% on that. So I'm just going to go ahead and take it out. What I'm going to do here, I'm not even going to mess around. I got it somewhat loose. I'm just going to go ahead and put the magnet on it just in case it's going to fall, which it's going to. So here you go. There's that bolt. Lay it up here. I don't know if this is loose now or not. That part is loose. That part appears loose, so I'm going to have to take the clip off. Brake booster hose, I'm sure it is. And naturally, it has to be stuck. Yikes! You know that hurts when them things snap like that. Close these drawers. Finding the pliers, gonna be another thing. Pull that one in on there. God, that one ain't letting go at all. There, it finally went. That thing is hung, probably cut into the rubber, if I was guessing. I'm glad it ain't hung. Camera kind of in the way again. So I have to kind of work from the side a little bit here. Don't want to, but we're gonna have to. Yeah, so that is the brake booster hose. I see where it's going now. It just looked like it kind of going that way, but it's not. It's actually going to the brake booster. So that once again, I'm gonna keep y'all in the way. All right. This one, that hose right there. Let me make sure that you can see what I'm looking at. Okay, yeah, you can see that. Okay, so that hose right there. Let me just grab this box right here. I'll show you this. That's a Gates EMH 980 for this year model. Or not for this year model, it actually covers several year models, but what it amounts to, ta-da! That's where the hose is going, that's PCV. And we're gonna change it while we're at it. I think the clip that faces the plastic line is probably gonna be our go-to in this case. I think those normally come undone easier than the plastic fitting itself. So remove your intake. We're not doing anything to the intake other than replace this gasket. The gasket can be reused. I'm 100% on the gasket. This one here especially, I mean, it could easily be reused, but I didn't know that, so just in case, I don't want to get myself in a pickle, so I went ahead and ordered one. And I'm not going to not use the new one now. We're going to put the new gasket in it regardless. I was wrong. I had a video there not too long ago. I was bad wrong on the rubber gasket, and I figured, well, let's not have that happen again. These here twist out, so I'm going to have to pay attention to what I'm doing here. Okay, so yeah, that's what I thought. These right here are the little tangs. I hope the camera can pick that up. These are the little tangs that lock in. There's no way, I don't think there's a way to do it other than break it. Now the reason I got the hose on it is because I want to put the, whew, let me get something right there, guys. Sorry about that. Shoot, where the heck did it go? Well, I'm looking for my fender cover, but I don't see my fender cover. What? Let me pull you up. Give you a little free tip on a Sunday. Harbor Freight, moving covers. They are moving covers. They are designed by definition to protect stuff. So you can use these things for fender covers perfectly fine, and feels a lot better on mobility now. So I'm gonna use one of these, and with a coupon, if you pay attention to their coupons, you get these things for a little or nothing sometimes. This size here, I got them as cheap as a couple of bucks. Yep. So that's your PCV valve right there. Well, that one does not look all that great. Nah, changed my mind. I'm gonna go ahead and take the hose off. I think I'm gonna fight a losing battle here. I'm gonna go ahead and rotate this back in. And did you hear that? That snaps into place, and now that's locked in. Generally, there's enough oil on the side right there. You don't have to lubricate the O-ring. There's plenty of oil on the sides. Okay, coils. Key up. One thing to be said about these Fords, or at least those plugs right there, the red locks, can't say that I really ever had a problem with one of them. I mean, it's 13, it's quite old, so I've not had problems with them in the past, so they done something right. Oh, in true fashion, I guess it's all 8mm, that's easy enough. Wow. Take forever and a day. Whoa. Yeah, you ought to try yourselves a white dog in a muddy yard. Works out great. Works out real good when you get yelled at when the wife comes home. I can say that because she's not watching the videos. This be the time when she's watching them. My policy is, you know, give the parts back to the customer, always. Not that the customer don't trust us, but, well, for one, less for me to throw away. Before you go to screaming, these people here, the Denzos, those are the original people that made these coils. I mean, not these coils, but they came up with the design and everything. Denzos are normally pretty good coils. That's what we want to use in this vehicle. So, this is direct replacement. And I know there's a lot of people going to say, oh, you should use Motorcraft coils. Well, whatever. I think these are pretty good coils, and that's just that. And the fact that Autolite produces the spark plugs for Ford, we're going to use Autolite XP plugs in it, which is certainly going to outlast this vehicle. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, these plugs are good for a long time. Double platinum, either single or double platinum. I can't remember which one, but that's what comes in it from the factory. About that long is what you need if you got it. So this is a little excessive here. See if my smaller one fits the, yep. That one there does it. Yep. Actually, it is not as bad than what I envisioned it to be. They are burnt. There's no, let me hold it on the light. Yeah, they're burnt. There's no ifs and buts about that. I can give you the gap. Gap goes bigger. Coil needs more amperage to fire the plug. 72 thousandths gap from a 50. That is not too bad. Not gonna lie. I got that, I guess they call it a heavy duty Milwaukee 3/8 drive. I got it Saturday. Torque wise, it's supposed to be, oh yeah, this one is more yet. Torque wise, it's supposed to be a little bit better than my standard one that I have, but I don't see it. Oh yeah, it's got a lot of carbon on it. Lots of carbon. Oh yeah, lots of carbon on all these plugs. So yeah, definitely time to change the plugs. These are the Motorcraft original plugs. No ifs and buts about it. I'm not going to go into details. People get mad when I say too much. Let me pause you up and get all this stuff unpackaged. By the way, one more thing. Focus. I don't know if that thing will focus or not, but I don't know that it'll focus. You might, I don't know. Anyway, these coils made in the United States. Not made in China, these are made in the United States. I guess it must have been blind because I didn't see that one. Anyway, there's your number for that. 97214, that's Velcro gasket. That's your intake gasket and obviously the throttle body as well. We do Zeus. We do Zeus, other than mudding outside. No, it's nothing for you to eat. You got puppy food in there. Nothing for you to eat, sorry buddy. Quit legging on it. Alright, got 6 plugs. Like I said, I'm going to use the Autolite Iridium XPs. Yeah, let me plug you up. So here we go. People are going to go ape crap. Do you need anti-seize on the spark plugs? No, you don't. I guarantee you 100% you don't. I've been doing this long enough, I guarantee you, I've never put anti-seize on spark plugs, and I've never had a problem with taking spark plugs back out. I've got plenty of vehicles that get serviced by me, and they've been reserviced by me, so. Does it hurt anything though? No, it does not. Matter of fact, just for the giggles of it, now that I said it, I'm gonna go ahead and put some on it. I just love it how people get themselves wound up on the most trivial things ever. And for one, when you work with anti-seize, make sure that you never get it near the electrode. If you're going to do it, keep it down here on the very bottom. You know, it'll go in there and it'll be fine. Cause yourself more of a problem if the anti-seize gets on the electrode. It really messes them up. I suppose I think that like O'Reilly and AutoZone, they got those little packs of anti-seize. I guess you can use those packs. I think they're like a buck a piece, and one pack will do certainly will do all the plugs. Something else that people go ape crap about is when you don't torque stuff. Everybody thinks that everything has to be torqued. Torque was put in place for two reasons. One, the critical areas, and now it's really going to make you mad, by the way, but the critical areas like head bolts that are torque to yield and stuff like that, those absolutely have to be torqued, you know. But the other reason torque specification was put in place is for brain dead people that have no concept on how hard to pull on a fastener. There you have it. Now you can debate on that one. You can debate and complain, whatever. Every fastener has a yield strength. Yield strength is something that you need to know. You need to know when the damn thing is going to break. Make sure that the electrode is not hitting. You never want to drop a spark plug, obviously. And if you happen to drop one, it's not the end of the world. Just make sure, you should make sure that your gaps are correct anyway, which I did. It's just second nature, I guess. But anyway, make sure your gap is still correct. These are set like right close to factory spec, so a couple of thousand is not going to make a difference in the world. Make sure they're not dirty when you're putting them in and all that good stuff. Shouldn't have to say that. Now be real careful going in, and normally it'll find the hole with no problem at all. It doesn't need no help. So, and for those of you that are anal, that want to know exact torque spec on everything, here we go. Let me look it up for you. So 49 to 53 thousandths of an inch on the gap, and then 15 newton meters, 123 inch-pounds, 133 inch-pounds worth of torque, 15 newton meters. So I can tell you this: if you go by it, don't be surprised if you have a spark plug that's not seating on an old assembly like this. So they're going to get tightened a little bit more than that. Do what you want. You got your torque spec. If you want to torque it, be my guest. I'm going to give them a hair bit more than what the torque spec is. These extended thread plugs, they generally don't need to be as tight as a short thread plug. They don't have nowhere near the blow by. We want to make sure that the extension and everything stays nicely in the center. Good Lord, I didn't turn that one in nowhere near enough. What in the world? Is it going to be on the piston? Just kidding. Make sure your extension stays nicely in the center of the sleeve when you're torquing them up. That way there's no way you can break the porcelain on it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so that's that part of it. Pop your coils back in, and don't forget to put dielectric grease on them. Let me know in the comments. I've been trying to make a little bit shorter videos, be a little bit more condensed, but hopefully still useful. Like I said, I do appreciate the feedback in the comments. Easy does it, obviously. More than enough. Maybe not more than enough, but it's definitely enough. Plugs fit right, real nice in the coils. A lot of times on the Chinese stuff, the plugs don't even fit. I've seen injectors come in here where the customer had replaced the injectors and ended up bending the pins on account of the poor fitment on the plug. It's not really that was the customer's fault, really. It is the poor fitment on the plugs. Now, wipe off everything here that pertains to grime and oil, making sure that no big chunks of stuff fall into the back. And we'll have to pause you up for a little bit. I got to make a run into town. For one, I got to source a air filter, but I also got to make a stop at the good old Harbor Freight. So I'll be back. All right, so put your PCV hose back on the backside. Put your new gasket on. Obviously, intake has guide pins, so make sure the guide pins go in there so you don't pinch, goot, or anything. Your new gasket that you just put in there, that'd be a crying shame. We had to buy that over again. I had a little bit of an incident with a O-ring the other day. So, that center bolt right here, and then these two to go with it. Those you turn them first, tighten them first. Let me get an extension on here. Both of one. Now I can move to the outside. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you what the torque on it is. So 89 inch-pounds, but like I showed you, from the center out always. But anyhow, I'll link it. Once I edit the video, I'm gonna go ahead and link you the picture in it. 89 inch-pounds and an additional 40 degrees. Okay, not gonna film that part. Last but not least, 89 inch-pounds on that bolt over on the bottom, the bracket part of it. All right. There's a little tab right here you're supposed to be able to pull on and get that right on out of there, but right on out of there don't always work. The new one doesn't have that. Imagine that. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Felpro, you put the bed on this one. I don't like this gasket at all. I'm stretching the gasket here and I'm not liking it. Yeah, forget that. That Felpro gasket ain't worth a hoot. Sorry to say that, Felpro, but you kind of put the bed on that one. That one ain't no good. I'm not stretching that gasket, and it looks, well, never mind, back up. It doesn't just look, it is significantly thinner than the one coming out of it, so, when it came out of it, so. Won't go back with the original gasket. That's what I'm saying. Nothing in the world wrong with it. 100% reusable. I could just about guess 89 inch-pounds. And the verdict is, I don't know what the verdict is. Now, I'll link the specs later on. I'm not going to go digging for it. It's always in different sections and service information, and I'm not going to dig for it. We're just going to tighten her up to 89 inch-pounds, call it a day. All right, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you've seen everything, but you're going to route your wires just as they work. Go ahead and plug that part back in. We're basically ready for, oh, don't forget your brake booster hose here in the back. Don't forget to put that back on. That's a very important hose. I did go ahead and clean the throttle body. There wasn't a whole lot to clean, to be honest. Got to still do the mass airflow, and we got to source air filter element. Wow, couldn't spit that one out. So we're going to put everything back the way it came, so the customer shouldn't have no complaints on the work we did. Yeah, throttle body, that hose is back on. The wires are plugged, hung back to where they go on the clips, and they all plug back in correctly. So now I'm gonna have to go source us. For one, I'm gonna, like I said, get the air cleaner element, and I want to get us a can of mass airflow cleaner. I'm going to go ahead and use it instead of the brake clean. Brake clean is fine, but I'm going to go ahead and use the mass airflow cleaner. That way, well, nobody can say it broke because we used the wrong chemical on it. Now, once you crossed all your T's and dotted your I's, or dotted your T's and crossed your I's, whichever way you want to go with it. Just kidding. Put your blanket, your sound barrier back on. I personally don't like them things, but whatever. That's not my call to make. Went ahead and cleaned the mass airflow, and yep, I went ahead and bought some. Not a sponsor, of course. The gum out a little bit cheaper than the CRC. I don't see, personally, I really honestly don't see the big difference, but I don't want to do anything that could possibly hurt. So wrong way, fella, wrong way. So we got a new air cleaner in there. Oh, speaking of air cleaner, well, I'm gonna button this video up now, so there's not a whole lot left to say here. Not a whole lot left to do. Got to put our hose back on, but anyway, got a little bit of a running problem. You realize that? Nah, just kidding. That's pretty stopped up. You know, this thing. Don't get me wrong. This thing should still have a tune-up. I'm not saying it didn't need a tune-up. Don't want you to get this the wrong way. You know, that's not at all what I'm saying. I'm just saying the air filter is not that difficult to do. That should have been done a while ago. Well, I said that, and here I'm struggling with it. What? On the air filters, guys, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I should say, not just guys, but on the air filters, a lot of times I go with the cheaper ones because the filtration part of it is about the same. So in my opinion, there's not really no need in going to Wicks necessarily with your air filter. I mean, I don't know. It's one of those things. In my vehicle, I probably run a Wicks, but a lot of times customers opt for a cheaper air filter, and that's fine. They work just fine. 10 times better than putting the K&N in it. My opinion. So get the last hose back on. That's the one that I showed you earlier on in the video. This one right here. That's the hose, and now we can put the cover on, but I'm going to go ahead and start it up and see what it's running like. If I was a betting man, I would say it's probably going to work better if you hook your battery back up, which I did not. There you go, ladies and gentlemen, you got me. That's almost could come across as a ticking in the engine. It's actually a belt squeaking. I don't know if the camera even picks it up. It's got noise cancellation. But running really, really, really smooth. Especially considering how many miles it's got on it. So this one got ripped. I'm going to show you this one because whoever did it the last time, they did not know about it. Apparently, there's a bolt down there. You have to take the bolt off first before you pull your nails out. The nails, what I call the nails, is these units right here. So you got two of those, but like I said, you have to undo the bolt. I guess whoever working on it did not realize that that was actually a thing and ripped on it, and apparently ripped the foam right out of here. So everything back together. All the other stuff was taken off of it. Reset. So let's see what kind of options we got, what we can reset on it. let's see what we got here. It says 2013 Lincoln MKX all-wheel drive 3.7 V6. That is correct. Will you all stop? Hopefully y'all can see that. So let's see what we got here. Let me get my noggin out of the way. So short term, long term, they're hovering around 0, 1 maybe. No, that's absolutely good. It's been running for a little bit, and most importantly is the part where it's telling us it's in closed loop. Your fuel trim means nothing in open loop. Keep that in mind. Get this over here. All right, so that concludes this video. Hope you get something out of it. Like, subscribe, comments. Put them in the comment section. Let me know what you would have done different. And we'll see you on the next one. Till then.